Well, Chris, welcome to the Screen Innovations Experience Center here in Austin, Texas.
I'm back.
It's great to have you, man. It's great to have you.
Yeah.
I wanted to invite you down because obviously we got something really cool happening here with our new DT masking screen. We've just installed our first dual masking screen here at the factory in Austin, Texas, and I got to say, I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah, it's I really like it. So this is brand new, right? You guys
Brand new.
haven't done this one before, so this is brand new material that you guys are doing. And notice that there's still the Slate acoustically transparent behind there.
That's one of our benefits. So DT is the maker of the actual screen itself, the mechanics, the screen. We're the makers of the material. So what we're looking at is Slate and a microperf. So this is one of our little unicorn things here. This is the first masking system with an ALR material attached to it. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, why would we use...
Most of them are white.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're usually talking about a unity gain white or a woven material. And of course, then we get the question of, well, why would I use an ambient light rejecting screen in a light controlled theater?
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Well, the reason being first, with Slate, the same technology that rejects the ambient light coming into the screen also keeps the light from bouncing off the screen.
Yeah, into the walls,
into the
carpet.
Bingo.
People have white carpet and they don't want to rip it out just because they want to put in a projection system.
Right. And you remember, it's been a while, but you remember Home Theater 101 class? Don't paint your home theater red, green, or blue? Right. Well, if you have a white screen, it's because the light hits the white screen, bounces to the red wall, bounces back to the screen. Now you got a red color push. Yeah, it really affects the color. With Slate, that's not an issue. The room will be 70% darker just because of the screen. We've also got the contrast enhancement. So we've been measured 700% improvement in contrast. So the screen, this is one of the only screens in existence that can actually improve your contrast. Well, if it improves it by 700% with the lights on, it's still improving it by 700% with the lights off. So again, much, much better blacks and whites, much, much wider contrast ratio than any other white unity gain screen out there.
Man, this is looking good.
Yeah, you know,
Check out the beard.
what I've also found is, yeah, there you go. He's on fire, man. What I've also found is that most masking systems that are out there in the wild today have been out there in the wild for a while, right? This is a new build. This is coming from England. Display Technologies is the builder of this. And like I said, what they've done is it was 5 installers that finally had it with installing a masking system and basically created this company. And what they've done for us is, you've seen me, I'm just hitting the IRI and doing the remote with our presets, but we also have the ability to tie the DT screen to a MAD VR. And when MAD VR goes, hey, DT screen, I want you in 1x7/8, the screen goes to 1x7/8. It doesn't go to a preset stop point that you hung out the side of the closet going,
Yeah.
and set. It goes to that aspect ratio every time. The advantage being is, as you probably know, when you set those stop points on another screen, you got to come back a couple years later because they've drifted a little bit. And your customer's calling up saying, I'm seeing these weird shadows. Okay, because it drifted a little bit. These don't drift. So no drift at all. Also, Chris, the installation is unbelievably simple. From the box to the wall is about an hour.
Like, you're talking like a box or like a crate?
I'm talking about a crate. So yeah, a crate on wheels. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So it's a crate on wheels, and you never ever touch the floor. I love that. You don't have to have 2 guys build the screen on the floor, then call the other 4 guys over from another job to help you lift the 500-pound screen up on the wall.
Yeah.
It's literally built on the wall in sections. In fact, let me come over to your side here and we'll show you one of those sections. Once you build the screen, then the frame simply comes on with magnets.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very simple to...
Beefy magnets.
Yeah, beefy magnets.
Those are thick mamas.
Yeah. So you build it in the frame first, and then another hour to install the material. And then you take your frame and simply click it back into place. And you got to do a little love push here and there to get everything lined up properly. But
I dig it.
yeah, very, very simple to do. Very, very simple to do.
Yeah, this is for those customers that, you know, they have all kinds of different aspect ratios that they're watching. Maybe they have a catalog of stuff that they've had for years. You know, maybe they have I Love Lucy that they want to keep watching, 4:3, the old school Simpsons, 4:3. And then you have your standard TV stuff, like say you want to watch Seinfeld, it's in 16:9.
Every night. I don't know about you guys, but you see the white hair. We're watching Frasier and Seinfeld again every night, it seems like, yeah.
And then, so say you want to watch, you know, Avengers, and it's in 235, which is ultra wide, or, you know, that's the ability to do this. Like, to me, as a cinema purist, I love having the big image possible whenever I'm watching movies. Whenever I'm watching, like, F1, Formula 1 on Netflix, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, if it fills up the entire screen, it's not that big of a deal for me.
Well, the thing about masking is, besides it being, like, super rad, There's actually science behind it. There's a reason we want to bring the black surface into the bright surface. And that's about our brain's perception of contrast. It's a big deal. When we don't have a black surface next to the bright image, it greatly affects your brain's ability to see black versus white. When we bring that black stripe, the frame, right in next to the surface, your brain suddenly goes, wow, look at that, and you've improved your contrast. Now, the meter won't see it, but your eye and your brain will. So that's why
it's like a focal point.
Exactly, it's like a focal point. That's why every professional movie theater you go to, AMX, the Alamos, you start the previews, curtains are in here, and then the movie starts. If it's something, again, what's in 235 or 240, you'll see the curtains pull out, but they always have that black surface right next to the screen surface.
I mean, I know you're talking, man, but I just keep staring at this.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's really good.
It is, and that's the great thing about Slate. We've got a lot of light in this room. We're in our office. When Chris will turn the camera around, you'll see fluorescence all over there. We got our windows down, and with our drapes down, or shades down, rather. This gives you the ability to turn the lights off and watch the game. But if Chris comes over to my house to watch the game and I want to turn the lights on, yeah, I do, because, those aren't pillows.
Yeah.
So video games, sports, shopping, concert videos, turn the lights on. And when you want to snuggle and watch a movie in the dark, you have that option too. That's the ability of doing this, is you get the option, lights on or off.
That's kind of the thing, especially with acoustically transparent screens. They're usually like a woven or knit material. But if you have that, it's like flicking on the lights whenever you're in math class and you can't see anything. You're trying to sit there, write everything down for the bell rings. Whenever you have a white screen, you can't see anything anymore. So say if you want to get up and talk to the person next to you, or actually see your food to where you're not wearing it. That's kind of one of the ideas with having some lights on. It's going to help your eyes actually with the eye fatigue.
That's right. Yeah, the eye fatigue is actually a thing.
On versus it could be completely dark and then you spill everything all over yourself.
That's right. So we've got options. What we're looking at right now is our dual masking, 2S. 2S, S standing for side masking, right? I've got two masks coming in and out. I've got a 2TB, top bottom, where instead of coming in left and right, it comes in top and bottom. And then I've got the four-way masking system where we do the sides and top and bottom. And then finally, there's a one-way masking where it comes down from the top. It's what are you trying to do? What's your goals and what's your budget? And we've got a masking system that'll fit that budget. Now, one of the questions that Chris, and I want to throw kind of back and forth between us both, because this comes up all the time, is when do I do 235 native versus a 16:9 native? In other words, given the room, do I want to start with a big 16:9 and then crop that down to 235, or do I want to start with a native 235 and then crop that into 16:9? What are your personal notes on that? Do you have them?
It's kind of a back and forth in between those. You have to be two different people. You're either a sports car guy or you're an SUV guy.
Yeah, so that's a great analogy.
I don't want to compromise on total image size. So I would say let's start with the 16:9 because that's going to give you the biggest footprint anyway. And then whenever you actually shrink down to, or mask down to a 235, say you have like a 160, you're probably going to be like at a 152 whenever you go from different sizes. So if on the opposite, you're on a 235 screen, which is say like a 144, and then you go to 16:9, the sides, the difference that you lose going from this 235 to 16:9, it's like, I think 115 from 144. It's nuts. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm paying the same amount of money for the projector. I want to be able to watch as much as image as possible with good focus and good contrast.
I agree. In fact, the number I usually say is a 150 235. If you're not going to go bigger than in 235 than 150, then it's probably better to go with a bigger 16:9 and crop down than it is to crop in on that 150. Because as you were saying, a 150 in 235, when I bring those black bars in, that's now a 120 in 16:9. I think that's a good size to be at. But if you start going smaller than 150 and 235, like you were saying, down to 140 or to even 120, now that 16:9 image is starting to get pretty small. And kind of losing that big screen experience effect. So yeah, it's a conversation to have with your designer about where to start. We're going to start in native 16:9, or we're going to do 235 and do a constant height theater, right? So that being said, lots happening in theaters, right? Now we have ambient light rejecting screen materials available on masking systems, but this isn't the only ambient light rejecting screen material we have available for DT. We are just about to announce
acoustically transparent.
Acoustically transparent.
You also have another one.
We got another one, and you're the first ones to hear about it. Carbon black is going on DT masking. Carbon black is our latest ambient light rejecting screen material from the company Carbon Black. Liam, the inventor of Carbon Black, has been gracious enough to partner with us here at Screen Innovations They don't build at Carbon Black. They don't build frames. They don't build motorized. They build the backdrop for Adele's concert in Vegas. So they're busy doing big shows. They've turned the material over to us to bring it out to the masses. And I'm very excited to bring Carbon Black into the residential world, because as we're about to see in the video, there's nothing like Carbon Black on the market right now. So you want to go check it out?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.